Hello, folks. Hope you had an amazing weekend. We're currently very close to all-time highs for Ethereum, for Bitcoin, not for Solana, but that maybe will come in the out season. But now we have a lot of volatility and movement in the market. So we're going to talk about the copy trading a little bit. Then we're going to talk about my trades so far, what I have opened, why I did open some longer time frames here for the end of the year, the end of November. So we have quite a few to talk about, and let's do that in today's video. Let's jump right into it. So folks, welcome. Let's start by jumping into the topics so that I can show you now what a beauty this is. We are ripping here on Ethereum on the 1 hour chart. Ethereum is at 46.76. It is ripping. And that shows because if we go to the Fear and Greed Index right now, we are greedy. We are very greedy right now. Just look at this. Last week we were at fear. We were at the 28. So right now the retailers are all over the place with their emotions. So they're pretty easy to manipulate, I would say so, when it comes to their fear and their greed in the market. So that being said, let's jump to coin market cap so we can see our current prices. And we have right now, let's start to the top at 124,982. That is Bitcoin. Then we have Ethereum at 46.75. Then we have XRP at $3. We have BNB above the 1200, so 1200. This is amazing for BNB, which on Twitter I said BNB became my biggest bag. I'm holding Bitcoin on my cold storage, don't touch that Bitcoin, but on any exchange hot wallet that I have, browser extension, BNB became my biggest position other than the Bitcoin that I'm accumulating. BNB I think will be performing very well because Binance and the whole ecosystem is building everything around BNB. So I think BNB will be very good in the following months, especially in the next cycle when everything is already in place for BNB to be the center for the whole Binance Smart Chain or a BNB Smart Chain, whatever you want to call it. Then we have Solana at 235. We have Dogecoin going up quite a lot. And then we have Hyperliquid almost back at the $50 right here. So going back to the Fear and Greed, which right here on CoinMarketCap is always broken. I don't know why, but we have another indicator that I want to show you, which I found on Twitter. And this one is very interesting. It is called a bull market peak indicator, which means it helps you sell at the top. And right now, there is not a single indicator that was hit. So we're still not at the top according to this indicator. It's not financial advice. Don't trust just one page. Do your own research. But this is pretty good, honestly, because it brings a lot of indicators together across different strategies and it gives you some idea on where we are in the market. If there's a lot of indicators showing that, hey, this could be the top, or zero indicators, this is a good thing to know before you get out, you profit, or you get in once again thinking you can still make some money. So this indicator shows 0 hits out of the 30 indicators right now. And here we have a lot. For example, Pi Cycle, Bitcoin Rainbow Chart, this one is very known. ETF to BTC ratio, this is known as well. Bitcoin Bubble Index, UST Flexible Savings, RSI also another one. Altcoin Season Index, Bitcoin Dominance, these are very well known right here. Then we have Bitcoin long-term and short-term holder supply. These two usually go together. HODL ratio, 4-year moving average. Then we have the moving averages here. We have MicroStrategy average Bitcoin cost. This one is very funny. Trend indicator. This one is good, which is almost at 100%, meaning that this one most likely will be one of the firsts to trigger and become an indicator of, hey, it's time for you to look out, for you to exit. Then we have a bunch of them. Golden ratio multiplier, terminal price, Smithson's forecast, a lot of these. So we have so far hit 0, meaning that we're still early to get an all-time high, or at least around 130, 140, maybe $150,000 a year for Bitcoin. And that's what we want to see. Looking at Bitcoin on the daily chart, we can see we are moving a lot. We're ripping. And look at this. The Fear and Greed Index, which you can see below in those blue line, it was around 2930 in September the 27th, which was right around here when we had this a little bit of a bad week. Then we started ripping and just going up and up and up and up and up and made a new all-time highs here. And the market now is showing 70 on the Fear and Greed Index for Bitcoin. And on the 4-hour charts, we are overextended already, but not as much as a few hours ago, meaning that we can still have a leg up, and the Bollinger Bands is also getting together. So they're getting closer to each other here. You can see they opened up and now they're funneling once again. And most likely we're going to be looking at another leg up in the next maybe day, maybe 2 days. Who knows? On Ethereum, you can see how many trades I did is ridiculous once I start marking them here in the screen. But if I put this off real quick, you can see that we are also on the daily chart going towards all-time highs here, especially this period of time right here. And most likely we're going to be hitting the 4750. I don't know if we're going to have enough momentum to keep pushing upwards towards maybe 4,900, maybe 5,000 for Ethereum, but we do have a strong momentum here on the 4 hours. The Bollinger was very tight, and then we broke above, we broke out of the Bollinger. So we should see a few candles as well, maybe just one other candle here going back towards the 4740, and maybe a correction towards the yellow line, which is the moving average right here. Let me pull this back again. You can see that this 139 right here, I'm trying to get into this position. Still, I lost the entry when I saw these green candles going up. I should have just sold this, but I wasn't able to. So this is the option that I want to get in. I don't know if Ethereum will go down to get my limit order here on this. I don't think it will. So if it does, I'm just going to delete this. This one I'm not going to be able to enter. This one was yesterday's trade. I waited for this red candle because I knew this was going to hold. So it actually did. It held a lot. And then we started going back up. At the end of it, on the expiration, I was very far away, and I just collected the premium for 1.32 on equity, return on equity, which is really, really good. So right now, maybe on my personal account, I'm not going to be able to enter this, but on Bitopics, I was able to enter on the main account, on the account that we trade together. This one I enter, you can see it right here, which is a October 7. So tomorrow, 4:45, I sold 30 contracts and I collected $124. So if by tomorrow at 5 a.m. my time, we are above 4,475, then we should be good. And I think we're going to be doing fantastic. So I did other things. As you can see, I bought a call for the end of November because I believe October is not going to be that much high for Ethereum. But November, I think we're going to have a huge rally on Ethereum because Bitcoin is going to do its move, and then money is going to flow from Bitcoin a little bit to Ethereum and other altcoins. So I think November is going to be very, very good for Ethereum, more than October is. So I took a bet, and this bet is paying so far just 20 bucks, you know, 1.29, 1.3%. So not much, but my leap for next year, this one is already back to 130. So I'm considering closing it. But again, as I said, just 30 seconds ago, I believe that we're going to have way more pump towards October and November. So I'm going to hold this, maybe look for the 200, maybe even more in ROI here for this strategy. Then we have these two that are not doing so good for me, which is the XRP for the end of the year and the Solana for the end of the year. But the Solana, I believe we will make some money out of it. XRP, it depends. Now it looks like this needs to reach 3.2, 3.4, 3.5 for me to make money out of this. So this one I'm going to try to close as fast as possible. The Solana one, I believe that we're going to be profitable with this, maybe at least 40 to 50% on this one. On the copy trading, we don't have a little to show. We're still at 0.27. September was a fantastic month, but because October is going to be just pushing and rallying a lot, it gets really hard for you to enter at a good price, at a specific price. I can even show you once again my graph right here. Look at how many trades I did in September compared to how many trades I did in October. Now we are in October 6th and I did only 3 trades. Not because I wasn't paying attention, but because sometimes markets just rip up that you lose the entry. So it doesn't make sense for you to just to enter because you don't want to be out, you don't want to miss it. No, it makes sense when the premium is right, when the position is right. You need to have a bunch of things together for you to work. So for example, October 1st, I didn't get in because by the time I woke up, this was already a very, very huge candle. So I missed this one right here. I missed the 3rd and the 4th when it comes to positions. I didn't trade on these days because there was a lot of volatility. You can see when the wick goes up and down in the same candle, it means there's a lot of volatility. So I was a little bit skeptical. I didn't know if it was going to rip up and be good or if it was going to correct and go down and close my position and take some losses. So it's better for you to not trade when you are not 100% sure about the trade than to trade trying to get bigger profit, bigger premiums, and then lose more money than you can afford. But you can see right here, look at how many trades we had in September. All of these lines are trades. So this is August, this is already September. We had a bunch of trades right here, trades that were very tight, trades that were very, very good, trades that were tight once again, losses. This one was a loss. This one was very, very good. Win right here, win right here, win right here. This one was partially liquidated, so I had a little bit of a loss right here. This one was good. This one was good, 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 good. And then we go back to September. So you can see a lot of trades in September, hopefully a lot of trades in October if I'm able to get in early. Of course, this one, the 44.75, I got in on Bitopics on the public account, but not on my personal one yet because I wanted to get in at a specific price so I can squeeze more premium out of it. But that doesn't mean that the market won't correct, maybe look back at my position and let me get in at the same price or maybe a little bit cheaper. But hopefully this was able to show you that everything is looking like Bitcoin is going to go back towards all-time highs, maybe even today. And then we're going to be looking at 126, maybe 128, maybe 130 in October. November, who knows? It depends on how much Bitcoin moves in the month of October. If it is extremely good for Bitcoin, November, we should see some correction to then maybe December and January have the last leg up. Otherwise, we're going to see October a little bit up, November, huge push, December a little bit down, and then January, the last leg, in my opinion. This is what I believe it will happen. So hopefully it made sense for you guys. Let me know in the comments, what do you think the market will do? I have other exposures as well. As I said, hyperliquid and tokens that we don't have options on. On these, I am using, of course, perpetuals, but as I said, perpetuals are good when you are a good trader. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to get liquidated. You're going to be losing a lot of money, actually moving your capital from your pocket to someone else's pocket that knows what they're doing. With options, you just have to know where the market is not going to go. So this week, we're going to have 2 webinars, one in English and one in German. If you want to participate, it will show you the topics. It will show you a little bit of what we do, how we do these trades. And it's going to be with Sven, one of the founders here of BTopics. If you are not a part of the BTopics family, the first link in the description will allow you to register. And if you go to BTopics on Twitter, there you can find the links for these webinars that we're going to be doing. So this will be it for today. Hopefully you are going to be making a lot of money this week, and it's going to be a profitable one for all of us. Thank you very much. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace.